Thank you, Bob.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Bob. It was a great introduction. I will mention that tackle in Rutgers, I got all ball first. The ball went flying, then I got him. Just saying. Now, anyway, I do have to thank everyone for being here. It's great to see, the coaches that recruited me, both Jim and Bob. Past teammates, of course, guys who played after me who I really didn't get to know, and they're still here. It just says a lot about the soccer program. And, of course, when I did hear about my induction and heard that Virginia was coming in with me, I was very excited because, we were very friendly during the time, and everyone knows each other, so it was a great person to come in with. I also have to thank my in-laws, my mother and father-in-law. They're the only ones that made it out of New York this weekend. They are stubborn New Yorkers. They were not going to be denied. A little storm is not slowing him down. Of course, American University for 4 wonderful years that really changed my life. The president of the university, my entire coaching staff, as I said, the organizer of this event, past recipients who were in attendance, teammates, all of my friends, and most importantly, of course, my family who make my life rich each and every day. So as a teacher, I am relatively accustomed to being in front of a room and speaking, but I'm never scripted. I just don't like to work that way. But this is really important to me, this night. And so I wanted to make sure I got my thoughts coming out the right way, so I actually prepared a speech. So I run the risk of being a little overly serious here, but I want to get it right. So October 18th, 2012 was a very special day. My third son, Cole, who you heard before, he was born. And it was also the day I received a call from Todd West that I was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, which again, as I said before, only scoring 2 goals my whole career. This was never even a thought in my mind, how do I get in? But it was obviously, it was surreal and a perfect time to reflect on the true joy of life. So I consider myself lucky. I stand here before you, the proud husband of an amazing wife, Stacy, who I love deeply. And I have 3 wonderful children. Aiden is here, Jake, and Cole, as I said. Now, American University is a great academic school, but it's really not what attracted me here. Coming out of high school, I really didn't consider myself much of a scholar. I was kind of I was so thankful that I got in, I've gotten a little better over the years here. Anyway, and I don't know if I could say it was really the program either at that time, because it seemed to be a little bit in shambles. Things were turning over, old players, new players. But on my recruiting trip, I did immediately recognize the coaching staff was comprised of 2 great individuals, people who not only had soccer intellect, but who also possessed even greater character. The new recruits that they brought in were equally impressive. I knew immediately that this was where I wanted to be. I think I had a sense that something special was brewing, and I wanted to be a part of it. The American industrialist Henry Ford once said, "Coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is a success." It was under Coach Jenkins and Barlow, and later with the addition of Coach West, where this idea of success became a possibility. When I began to write the speech and reflect on my tenure at American University, I knew that the magic was the journey, the solidarity, and not the great victories. I immediately thought about all the relationships that were formed. And of course, I thought back to 1997 when we enjoyed one of the most amazing seasons American University had ever seen in a long time, and definitely the most rewarding season I had ever been a part of. It truly was a magical year. And I thought back to how we got there, because as Bob said, it wasn't always so magical. Not at all. We were humbled time and time again. And it was these humble moments that grew to become the fire in our bellies to work harder to succeed and the tie that bound us as we built something great. It was built through our relationships and our struggles. An example of this came in the middle of my junior year. Now, we talk about a lot of stories, and I kind of built this speech around one. And it has to do with Bob, so I hope you're going to be okay with this. But we were going through a tough stretch. It was my junior year. We were getting good, but we were still trying to get over the hump. And there was a couple of tough games in a row that we lost and maybe gave up a few more goals than he would have liked. So we walked out into the field that day. I was accompanied by Scott Weber. And we looked down the field like, what is Jenks up to? And there he is, in front of a goal, hanging this flag. I mean, he's got like dental floss wrapping around the crossbar. And I'd never seen the flag before. And as I got closer, there was some writing on it and said, "Don't tread on me." Yeah. And so we've had all these Braveheart references tonight. I actually wrote one more. I'm like, I can't believe there's all this Braveheart tonight. But anyway, I thought, it reminded me of a scene out of Braveheart. William Wallace standing in front of his army of soldiers saying, this is how we're going to do things, We're not going to let a team come down here on Reeves Field and push us around, score goals. We're going to defend with purpose, and we're going to make the jump, and it's starting now. I think he hoped that was going to be the moment that we'd all look back on as the time we made the jump. Well, James Madison came to town the next day, and we got shellacked. I mean, crushed. The final score was 5-1. And after the 5th goal, I put my head down, I looked at the sideline, and Jenks had hung the sign next to the benches, And at that point, he just ripped it off, threw it on the ground. I mean, just into a tirade. And I was like, man, things are not good, So they were tough times. They really were tough times. At that moment, I think many of us wondered if we would climb the mountain, if it was actually going to happen, if Jenks, Barlow, and West had put together the right group of people. But it's evident that our coaches understood the importance of character when recruiting. This was evident by this group of young men that managed to become better than the sum of their parts. This team was truly made up of incredibly good people, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, incredibly good people on this team. We were brothers on and off the field, and that led to the remarkable season. But more importantly, our time together at American shaped the type of friend, husband, son, and father that I would become. Henry Ford was onto something. But I believe the true success of a man is exhibited through his connection with those around him. The bonds we developed and the hurdles we overcame serve still to this day the reminder that with struggle comes good. That sometimes I have to have faith that things will get better, and they always do, as long as you surround yourself with the right people. The NCAA championship was about the people, the experience, about becoming men. And although our victory was not realized with a fancy accolade or a title, as far as I'm concerned, we won it all. Thank you very much.